Hello guys, it's been a long time, hasn't it? How long has it been? 6 months, 7 months. Sorry for the disciplines, guys, but I might be more active now. So let's kick back our return with introduction to robotics and some history as well. So let's begin. And in the end, actually not in the end, I'll be linking this slide in the description. So if you guys want to just read the slides, yeah, by all means, go ahead. So, introduction to robotics. I have this wonderful character over here waving. Props if you know who he is. Robots. What are robots? Is it this movie? Well, there's been many movies, games, anime, my background, that are based off robots. So, robots are machines, especially those that are programmable by computers and capable of carrying out a complex series of actions automatically. So, despite this, even if they are not programmable or they cannot carry out complex series of actions, actually no. If they are not programmable, they're still robots. Those that are programmable are mainly known as robots. But usually they must be able to carry out the complex series of actions and automatically, not manually. Manually is still labor. So why automatically? I'll get into it after this. So the advantages. So why it must be automatic? Imagine doing the same thing over and over and over. Even if it's just a menial task like just stamping. But overall, when you keep on doing it, it'll get boring. And you'll need like your cup of coffee, probably, like me, to keep on going. And if you keep on doing the boring things over and over, it will affect the quality, right? Because soon you'll get bored. It won't be the same quality as before. So robots, they don't have feelings. Sorry, robots. So robots don't really have feelings. They just do as we program them to. And as long as they're in the right environment, the ideal environment that we program them to be, it will increase the productivity as they will keep on doing the same thing that they are programmed to do, and it will improve quality assurance because robots don't need that less, except for power lah, which I get into after this. And they can work in hazardous environments. See this robotic GIF. Oh my god, now they're gonna fight over GIF or GIF, aren't they? So, see how it's scooping out that? Imagine in the past we have to do it on our own. What can it cause? It can cause health issues, it can cause death. Which is very, very, you know what they call? Dangerous. So that's why robots are there. They will help us to work in these hazardous environments. Besides that, there's also not only construction but mining and deep sea scavengers. Those are the kind of things that robots are usually used for. And we're talking about a lot about the advantage. What about the disadvantage? Well, first of all, see this picture, war robots. They can be used for wars. I didn't include that here, but they can be used for that if they are intended to use for that. So that's one thing that you need to be careful about. Maintenance. Well, robots are fun to use, but you need a lot of maintenance. If something goes wrong, you need to maintain it a lot. The cost is high. You need a lot of labor to maintain it because robots are not that easy to disassemble usually. There's a lot of parts and so on. And the power supply. No, they don't use batteries usually, but you need to charge them. And charging, where the cost comes from, electricity. And you see this big boy over here? How much power do you think? How long do you think you need to charge this thing? That's a good question. And potential job loss. We can see this with the kiosks. The theater kiosk. Now you can buy tickets through the kiosk. Don't need the people there. Then you can also be served by waiters that are robots. We don't use waiters and waitresses for some restaurants anymore. They use robots, so there's some potential job loss. I don't mean to scare you guys, but that's where the world is headed to. Now you can see robotics, and yeah, wonderful sequences down there. So what are robotics? Now that you know about robots, Robotics are a branch of technology that deals with the design, construction, operation, and application of robots. Let's delve into it further. How to know if they are robots? Usually they have one of these 5 characteristics. Sometimes they might have all. First one is intelligence. One of it is like kismet. I'll explain it as we go through the slides later on. Then you have sense perception. They can feel, they can see, they can touch. Dexterity. Dexterity is not the dexterity in the game, or maybe it kind of is. They can move their limbs, they can walk, they can run, they can carry up stuff. Power, their strength. And independence, they are sentient, how sentient they are. So usually if independence, is better to have a backup plan, like an emergency shutdown button also, because you know how sentient, they can disobey their owners after that. Talking about disobeying, since we're talking about robotics, we need to talk about Asimov's 3 laws of robotics. So who is Asimov? So in 1942, there are 3 laws that Isaac Asimov, a science fiction writer, wrote. He wrote it in a book. So these laws become the fundamental of robots lah, where the first law is robots must never harm human beings. The second law, a robot must obey the orders given by human beings except when such orders contradict the first law. And third, robot must protect themselves, but it cannot contradict the first and second law. It cannot go against the first and second law. Do you guys notice something amiss here? If haven't, it's okay. I'll explain about it here. The law, is it viable? It's a matter of opinion, but for me personally, and there are facts to back it up, it's not that viable nowadays. Why? Isn't it a good thing? Yeah, the laws are good, but it's not that viable because of weak instructions, and it's kind of impossible. So let me go through it. Vague instructions. Robots must never harm human beings. Okay guys, what does it mean by harm? You hurt someone. Usually how does hurt happen? You take a knife and stab someone. You take an axe and chop off someone, right? But that's in the past. Not in the past. That's so basic. If someone take a pen and stab you, does it feel painful? Yeah. Does it count as harm? It does. So it's so vague. What do you mean by harm? What do you mean by obey? What do you mean by protect? So these 3 laws are not only vague, but how do you want to program all of them? As I said just now, it's impossible to program all the action and consequences. You take a pen, you can hurt someone. You want to program that? Robot must never take a pen and hurt someone. Robot must never take this and hurt someone. Robot must never do that and this. Well, that would be impossible, wouldn't it? It'd be so long, and you might not even know if it's gonna work out in the end. So, they were born to make history, as this wonderful anime opening plays in my head. Concepts similar to robots can be found all the way back to 4th century BC, where architects of Tentum suggested a mechanical bird called the pigeon. So this pigeon is propelled by steam. Note that this is just a suggestion, as a reference, okay, as a research. Humanoids are robots that are designed to look as humans, designed to be like humans, imitate humans. It was recorded by Leonardo da Vinci around 1495, where he contains drawings of a mechanical knight in armor, able to sit up with his arms, move his head and jaw. This is the dexterity. Note that it's just the concept, detailed drawings. It was never created unless it was, and it was hidden from us. Now, automata, not Nier Automata, but actually it does play a role. If you played Nier Automata, you control robots, right? Spoilers, maybe not. But yeah, that gives us a hint. Automata are robots that are designed to imitate humans. Automata can rise up 1700s. Many automata were built. So these automata can act, draw, fly, and play music. Some of the famous works were created by Jack Leverconson, hopefully I didn't butcher the name, in 1737. This include an automaton flute player, tambourine player, and a duck. A duck. Huh. So actually the duck plays a vital role, kinda. It's actually for research in the future. It's a foundation. Remember that everything we have now is due to the foundation and something silly from the past. Like this duck. You see this duck, it's powered by rays. It can imitate a real duck. I mean, its function is to imitate a real duck. It can flap its wings, where each wing have 400 parts, so you have 800 parts in total. It can eat grain. It can digest through, you see the machine, the mechanism inside its body, and it can defecate by excreting matter stored in a hidden compartment. It stores the food here and it defecates out. So if they can imitate a duck, that means they can imitate more things. They can try to imitate a human. So this is the research for the future. And remember, everything we even do now will be innovated in the future as well. Might look silly, but you never know what will come out from it. Because see how far we have advanced. We have Asimov from Honda, Japan. He went through his own evolutions and now he can walk with dexterity. I think he has intelligence because he can play football. Eric Ten Hag, please sign this guy. We need a new striker. And yeah, sense perception, I think you can say that because he can kick the ball. I think you can say it's sentient as well. It's independence. You have power because you can kick. Kismet. So the name Kismet comes from Arabic, Turkish, Urdu, Hindi, and Punjabi word called meaning of fate. Sorry, it means fate or luck. It's created in 1990s at MIT with an auditory, visual, and expressive systems intended to participate in human social interaction. Okay. Yeah, you guys can read this in the slide. I'm here to explain it. So I remember before I said intelligence, you can look at Kismet. Because from Kismet, it can imitate the human expression. When you're angry at it can be angry at you. And this can be the foundation of robots as well coming in the future. The AI. So this was before AI was that strong, and they managed to do a robot like this handsome robot. Not creepy at all. Imagine what will happen in the future. Just look at now, see how the robots now are intelligent as well. All comes from research of the past. Talking about research of the past, we have a test bed for research that is this Ayyy robot. This is a small boy. So it's used for research into human cognition and AI. You know how humans see, AI imitates to make it sentient. It's only 1 meter tall. But you see many things here are probably taken from the research gotten from Ayyy. So what other robots can you think about? And what other robots you think are derived from Ayyy, Kismet, Asimov, the Duck? It's a question to ponder about. Anyways, that's all for me today. See you guys in the next episode, one day in the future. And bye-bye.